guys. Thanks for coming. And really quick, it's Nathan, Caitlin, Michelle, and how do you pronounce your name? Kayleanne?
Hey,
Kayleen?
Leanne.
Kayleanne? Okay, awesome. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming to today's workshop. This workshop is about fitness. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, so thinking about your physical fitness or any kind of fitness right now, what word describes how movement feels to you? And if you're
Painful.
not just painful, okay,
Yeah, I'd say mine's definitely a little painful and just weak.
okay, okay,
I would say mediocre.
okay. And how does this affect the words that you guys just described? How does this affect your fitness or your movement?
For me, I guess it's affecting my mental in terms of like whenever I go to the gym and so I've been taking like pretty decent breaks in between my gym trips. And so when I first start out light on like weights, I feel like I look so scrawny and like weak doing everything. And when I'm in pain and I can't do certain things, I just worry about what people around me might be thinking because everyone's lifting heavier. So it really messes with my mental and just my like drive to keep working at it.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with Kaylee I don't go to the gym for that exact reason. But it is kind of discouraging when I try and lift heavier weights and my body's just like, no, we're not going
Yeah,
there, we're not doing that.
thank you. And what about you, Nathan?
Um, Mostly just yeah, mental, but slightly different reasons, just not getting the endorphins out or whatever. Just is not feeling as um got all the energy I want to get out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay, thank you. And yeah, so it sounds like some of these terms that we described is kind of not pushing us away, but kind of detrimental to our fitness, right? So that this mindset that we talked about yeah, on yesterday's workshop, it's a mindset that we have that determines how we move on with our fitness, right? So another question. Um, when you think about fitness right now, this is almost a similar question. Does it feel more supportive or does it feel stressful? Consistent, inconsistent, somewhere in between?
For me, it feels after, like, if I take a good break, like I haven't gotten a ton
Mm,
of workouts in since we got the dog, it feels
mm,
necessary after a while. Like my body starts to almost hurt. And I realize
yeah,
it's because I haven't been going, lifting as consistently and stuff like that. So that's one piece. But then it's that same capacity thing that we talked about yesterday. Sometimes it just feels, maybe this is what you were saying, Nathan, like a lot mentally, like a lot of
mhm,
effort mentally more than even physically. It's not that I don't have the time or my body isn't able to withstand it. It just feels like another thing on the checklist that's like a big thing sometimes, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, for sure. Okay. Anybody else would like to volunteer?
Can you ask the question again?
Yes, for sure. So when you think about fitness right now, does it feel more supportive, stressful, consistent, inconsistent?
For me, it's pretty inconsistent. It's kind of like a hit or miss thing. For me, either I do find the time, the energy, and really the items I need to do the workout.
Mhm.
And then some days I don't, the pain's too much, or I'm still sore from my last workout the day before kind of idea.
Yeah. Okay. So it's similar to capacity piece that we talked to, right? Like having like what capacity we have, or there's a capacity to continue or to stay consistent with fitness or with movement in general.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anybody else?
For me, I'd say somewhere in between consistent and inconsistent. It's not real. Yeah, it's also just like sometimes being too tired mentally to want to do it, but also sometimes it's just time management. The like physical energy is not really a like. I mean, I'm sitting most of the day, so like movement of any kind feels good.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And Kaylia? Oh, we cannot hear you.
No, that's so weird. It was just working.
Did it maybe connect to your headphones or something?
Do you want to try popping out and back in?
Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and continue, and we'll go ahead and wait for Kaylee and let her in when she comes back. So yeah, consistency doesn't come from just doing more or doing all or nothing, right? It comes from choosing our behaviors that match our current capacity, right? So a point that I'd like to bring up is that fitness often breaks down when it's built around like when it's built around motivation instead of practicality, right? So uh, yesterday when we talked about to like when we when we're when we have that motivation, for lack of a better word, to work out, sometimes we push ourselves too hard or think that we can do more than what we actually can do, or we set goals or we're motivated to set goals that seem too far to reach, right? So when movement ignores, when our fitness or our movement ignores our priorities, our energies, or even our schedules, it stops being sustainable, right? So we have to figure out ways that we can work with our schedule, work with our energy, work with our capacity, and work with our priorities so that fitness and movement can be sustainable, right? And that's just a matter of uh, doing a little bit at a time, right? We don't need to go all in, all or nothing, and start lifting heavy the moment we start working out or even lifting weights or start running 10 miles every day. You know, that's not sustainable. And that goes back to doing repeatable behaviors that we can sustain. So doing that 1%, doing something really small that will roll us into our end goal, or not even our end goal, but into that goal that we have in fitness or with movement. And this just doesn't relate to fitness or movement. It relates to life as well with almost anything. So I just want to give a personal kind of real life example here about my consistency with fitness, and then we can go around sharing. So when I started cheer, my last year of cheer, I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't, I was, or I just really wasn't working out anymore. I knew I needed to work out because I was in cheer, and, you know, cheer's a lot of cardio work. And so yeah, I wasn't really doing anything other than just like walking and skating but not really lifting, right? So towards the end of the season, I got hurt. I hurt my back. I hurt it pretty bad. You know, I had to I was taken out of like some of the stunts and everything, and so I was just kind of like in the background, just doing motions and everything. But reflecting now and looking back on it, it's because I, during that time or before I injured myself, I was kind of thinking, oh yeah, I want to be strong, but in order to be strong, I need to lift heavy and lift so much weight so that my muscles and so that my body is physically strong. And because I was thinking that way, I felt I was unmotivated or that I couldn't get to that point because it seemed so far ahead of me. But instead, I could have done calisthenic exercises or workouts, um, doing core exercises, more cardio, so to prevent that injury that had happened. So this is what I mean by just doing little things at a time, so that way we can get to that point to where we feel good and where we want to be, and so that we can be fit, or not even fit, but just continue to work out to get to our end goal. So my question, and we can do volunteers for this one too. What kind of movement fits your current capacity right now?
For me, it's benching.
Benching, nice.
My lower body piece of my surgery is kind of still off limits.
Yeah.
25% is really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I focus mainly on my upper body.
Sweet. Yeah. So exactly, you're doing some kind of movement, and because you had that surgery, it's you're not able to do everything that you could do before, but you're still working, you're still moving, doing what you can do to with your capacity to continue that movement and that fitness. Good. Good job. Anybody else?
I definitely, you guys can hear me?
Yes.
Good. Okay. This year, one of my goals was to get into running, and I tried to start doing that, slow at first, but then ran into some reoccurring knee issues from past surgeries and ankle surgery. So I've been kind of reduced to walking, which I do every once in a while. I'll do little bits of walking. And then just because, I'm really not that strong at all, I do like 3, maybe 4 exercises most of upper and lower body workouts. So just little bitty workouts, but I still try and push heavier on weights every once in a while.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. Michelle, anything?
Yeah, I've had to obviously adapt so that I don't have her like by herself for too long. So my workouts have had to be shorter than normal. So instead of doing like a pure cardio circuit, we're going on walks instead. So that's a big thing, making sure that I'm getting my steps in instead of doing like formal cardio right now. And then I'm not doing like quite as heavy or quite as many like sets so that I can shrink the time of my workouts down. So that's something that I've had to do. And I think it'll get better and I'll be able to lift heavier. But
Thank you. And Nathan, do you have anything to share?
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to build back to 4 lifts a week. Not quite there. One thing I try to like, I'm trying to think kind of correct, like, so like my shoulders are actually kind of like, it's not like, I think just from sitting at a desk, they're kind of like in. So I'm trying to do things that kind of open up my back more. Other than that, just trying to, my legs are kind of twigs. So trying to get stronger there. But yeah, Kaylee got me thinking about like, I would like to do like a group event, or even if it's just like a 5K this year, or I've seen high rocks that might be above my level at this moment, but yeah, I'd love to do some kind of group event at some point.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And to get to that point, how can you get there?
Good question. Well, yeah, the cardio would need some work. I do like to play basketball and swim if I can, so that could help. But yeah, just have to come up with a better cardio routine, I think, or more, at least a more intense one.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm hearing from most of us is that we're using one of our PCS methods, practical, right? Can I do this today? And basically, how can I do this? What can I adjust into my schedule, or not even my schedule, but the things that I'm doing during the day so that I am able to move, do a workout, go for a walk, bench, go play basketball. And so that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what we're doing. So props to everybody for that. Because like Kayleen was saying, she injured her, she felt something in her knee. So then she started walking. Caitlin, you said that you had that surgery, so what you feel comfortable doing right now is bench press, and perfect. You're still moving. Michelle, you said you got your new puppy. You need some. You created your workouts for a shorter amount of time, so that way you have more time with her. And then Nathan, for you to start to do that 5K run or climb those reps, start doing more cardio, start playing basketball more. So yeah, we're already in that mindset of moving forward and doing what we can do, right? So the next PCF method is the consistency part. So is this something that I can repeat most days? So yeah, like in just because I do like to run, tell me who's running for an example. As an example, um, I am not at that point where I can start running 10Ks, 5 miles or anything. I've only gotten up to 4 miles, but I'm doing little by little, right? Uh, half a mile this day, the next day, 1 mile, next day, a mile and a half, and stick to that for a week, and then the next week start increasing, right? And it's something that we know and that I know that I'm able to repeat, just like you guys were saying, walking more, um, lifting what weights we can, adjusting our time. And so sustainable. Can this support me long term? And yes, like we said, we're not going all in. We're not trying to lift super heavy or run 10 miles or um, or anything like that. So it's great. It's sustainable because we know that we can continue um, these anchors or these steps to continue with our goals and move on with our movement and fitness. So great, great answers from everybody. Thank you. So we do have a few minutes left. I have two questions. And so this one we'll do round robin again. Um, so what's one movement behavior you're willing to try this week? And and what I mean by movement behavior, and what is one thing that we can do? And it doesn't have to be anything grand or great or anything huge. What's one small behavior that we can do today for a goal that we have to continue this movement or goal so that it's practical, consistent, and sustainable.
I think I probably need to get back on my treadmill desk. I've been doing a lot of work on like the couch and stuff so that she can hang out with me, and our walks are pretty short because she's slow and smells everything.
Yeah,
So I could probably use a little extra like purposeful cardio on my own. So I think that would be a good one for me.
yeah. That's what kind of adapting to your environment or to your situation. Caitlin?
I think I could start with doing squats again. Maybe take it easy, do some light ones until I'm at my approval date to go hard again. So
For sure. Caitlin or Nathan?
I'd say that I could start walking a little bit more and like walking possibly at a little faster pace instead of just like kind of trugging along, that's where it's miserable and you don't want to be there. So maybe if I up it a little bit and then work on like stabilizing and getting used to putting more pressure on my knee and my ankle, then I can up the speed as I go.
For sure. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Julia. Nathan?
I was actually gonna have the same answer as Caitlin with squats specifically. Like I think mm, like body weight squats
Mhm.
and some weight too, but just like getting my mobility better overall.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And I'll just share my thing that I can do. So since moving here, since being here for about 2 weeks now, I haven't really been at the gym because there are many gyms around and I just don't know which one to choose. Right? I want to pick the right one that's comfortable, one where it's a good, relaxed environment. So I just thought to myself yesterday, actually, when in last workshop, instead of having to pick one right away, I could just go and pay for a day pass and see how I like each gym each time I go. So that's another step. But that's another example. So sweet. So yeah, fitness, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? It just needs to be effective. We don't have to necessarily start with 10 miles, lift super heavy weights, or achieve that end goal that we want to achieve within a week or within the next day, right? It needs to be effective. We want to allow ourselves the sustainability piece, um, and we also want to be practical, and we also want to stay consistent. So the same thing with capacity. When movement meets our capacity, that's when the consistency starts. That's when consistency starts becoming possible, or it becomes possible because it's practical. We adjust our schedules. We do what we can and what we know that we can do. All right. So yep, we have 3 minutes left. I don't know, Michelle. Is there anything that we wanna talk about for these next workshops
Yeah,
or
if
any
you're all done,
details?
did you have anything else that you?
Nope, yeah, so that was everything.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you all so much for your participation. So again, these workshops are going to be Monday through Friday, same time every single day. So I appreciate you all being here. And again, being able to share your experiences. I think it really helps to hear other people's examples. Sometimes it helps us think a little bit differently and find our own solutions too. So that's really awesome. So tomorrow is going to be, we're working our way up through our 6 pillars of health. We just did mindset yesterday. We're doing fitness today. Nutrition will be tomorrow. So one of the things that we're going to talk about, if you haven't noticed already, practicality, being practical is like our underlying theme for this week. So just making things like really manageable, being able to find quick wins. So tomorrow is basically like how to make your nutrition plan foolproof, like setting yourself up for success so that it makes it like so much easier on you. So that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And then we'll work our way through sleep, stress, all of that. But other than that, how's the challenge feeling so far?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Just struggling on the veggies.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, I had to work way too hard yesterday. I was like drinking water while I was in bed.
That water is a big thing for me is I can't drink, like the best way to get me to drink water is like flavorings.
Mhm.
And it just, even now the flavor is just getting so boring and I'm like, oh my God, is my cup empty yet? Because it's like,
And I noticed like the longer I wait in the day, does this happen to you too? The harder it is. I'm like, I should just front load it, like drink as much as I can in the morning.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just having to pee so much throughout the day.
Yes.
It's like relentless.
But is it almost clear? Because that's
No, yes, it's
yes.
perfect.
Yeah,
Thank-
before a couple hours before I go to bed, I have to finish drinking the 80 ounces, but then throughout the whole night, I'm getting up too fast.
Oh no. So one of my clients has a trick for that. He'll drink his electrolytes last. So right before he goes to bed, because it helps you retain a little bit more water. And so he said that it helps him pee less throughout the night. Hack,
Okay.
maybe. Try it. See if it works for you. Nathan, how's it feeling for you?
Well, first day wasn't so strong, but hopefully can pick up as the week goes on. I love drinking water though. That's not a challenge for me, but need to pick up on some other areas.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So continue to report all of your stuff each of the days. Remember, there are those bonus points. So I didn't see a ton of intros. Kaylee-Ann, I saw yours. Thank you for doing that. So your intros, commenting on other people's posts, starting a conversation in the messenger. A big piece of this, as we talked about yesterday, is the community piece. I feel like we always get really cool connections with people. So please, the more that we can, integrate with each other and talk a little bit more, the better. And I will bring my puppy over here for you, Nathan. Ugh.
Yay.
So otherwise, we will keep going with these workshops. Say hi, Romy.
Hi, Romy.
And I will see y'all hopefully
Trooper, say
tomorrow.
hi.
Thanks so much,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.